which is still in its initial phase. Maybe now in times to come, Professor Girdhar, who is the National Translation Mission Head, who is already here with us, will enlighten us in due course of time, maybe tomorrow when we have conference with National Translation Mission's activities. So maybe that point can be raised at that point. Currently we are talking about international standards and European standards, which is also very important if you wanted to grow translation industry of India and make it export business. So that is very important. Of course, Indian standard is very important for us because we do have domestic activities going on, and there are lots of clients complaining about translation quality without understanding what quality means. Similarly, we have translators who don't understand what client expects, and because of this mismatch of expectations, many times, translators are perplexed when clients start complaining and they don't pay. And many times, even translators have produced their best, clients say, okay, this is rubbish. So all these are mismatch of expectations. So if you wanted to make match of this, we need to have standards which a client will also follow and a translator will also follow, so that we have no hassles later on in terms of payment and expectations. So these things probably people are already working on it. This is what is called, this is what is called mismatch of expectations, and that's why you need standards. The way out is to create a guideline, proper guideline, that before deciding to taking a project, you must specify or ask your client what they want and tell them to give the things in written on each and every aspect of project. Tell them to define the kind of output they want. Tell them to define which kind of readers this particular translation is being made for. Tell them, you have to ask lots of questions to clients. And then accordingly, the translator agrees to adhere to those rules and regulations which have been agreed between the two parties. But, it is too specific thing between one person and another person. To make it, universal, we need to have standards on those points, so that, we have a guideline and broadly everybody understands, what is to be done and what is to be expected. So probably these are the points that helps, translators as well as readers as well as service takers to avoid later conflicts. It is better always to check errors before it is, get into mess. So this is my personal view. Probably Ariel would like to attend something.
It's a bit utopian, It is a bit utopian because half the time the client actually doesn't know what he wants, and he wants a good translation, right? But it isn't until he's actually got the translation that he's able to say, no, I don't like that. And I just have a horrid feeling that if you do, I'm being the devil's advocate, that if you do what you're suggesting, the client's just using your brains to do the thinking for him, to decide what he should have wanted, had he not been so silly.
Right. There is one more point which I must admit here, because it's very important on quality standards we are talking about. If you try and compare quality standards of American translators, ASTM that we say, we have a better version in terms of quality standards. When I'm not saying better version, but broadly more elaborate one, you find it in European standards, and more elaborate again in Canadian standards. They have increased slowly one by one, their steps to ensure betterment in translation and services. If you go through the parameters of LISA standards, you will find that they have defined each and every aspect of translation. How many errors can be permitted in a translation? How many spaces error can be permitted? There are technical aspects of a file or a document. So they have also these guidelines, up to what expectations and up to how much points these errors can be tolerable. There is a tolerance, even when you talk about ISO standards or these standards, Japanese standards in products, I'm saying, materials. They have variation standards, that they have a tolerance level of 5% more or 5% less. So similar kind of tolerance level is also allowed in translation. But these all things have to be defined, and to be referred to which standard we are working on a project. So that's how, the more we put into practice those standards, the more we study, the more elaborate we are with, defining the project, the better it is for our translation project management and better results and avoiding conflicts, and a smooth payment. I am practicing all these points since last 10 years, and I'm happy that till today I have executed projects for more than 400 corporates, including Indian ones and the foreign ones, and I have had never any problems related to payments. Nobody has stopped my payment ever, and I'm lucky and I'm happy for that. And all this has happened because of these reasons.